Alright, y'all. Coming to one of the last segments of the day, we are going to talk about the Negro League stats being integrated into MLB. First of all, Josh Gibson, now formerly being known as the greatest player in baseball history.
Yes, sir. Go news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new goal. The true goal.
Bah!
He's apparently called the Babe Ruth of the Negro League.
Bah!
Well,
And
actually,
Babe Ruth was called the white. What was it? The white Josh Gibson.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Also,
Real ones know.
I'm liking what I'm hearing. And
You know
and he was a catcher too.
you know that Kevo Money album cover with the goat giving birth. I don't know why I'm thinking of that.
I'll insert.
I don't even know if we can insert that. It's like pretty graphic.
I might blur it. I might blur it.
Blur it?
Yeah, I might blur it. I might blur it.
It looks pretty graphic. I think he's literally giving birth. Like what are we doing?
Yeah, with these stats being integrated, it's been a lot of changes to the leaderboard for stats. Josh Gibson, I think he's like number one in 3 different categories. I know he has the number 1 batting average,
Yeah, OPS. Yeah, and slugging percentage.
and slugging percentage.
So the top, really goes from a hitter perspective, like that's top of the top. So yeah, he is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's formerly known as the greatest offensive player of all time.
And he's actually playing a position that takes a lot of skill and effort.
Yeah, he's not sitting in the back.
Yeah, like unlike, I mean, as a baseball player back in the day, I mean, they put me in the outfield, so like I can't really complain about being in the outfield. But
Darker.
yeah, but like there's no motion, less activity in the outfield, especially in the league that Babe Ruth was playing in. Like, come on now, those guys, they were.
Well, I was talking about the fans. You was like, don't disrespect those guys.
I was talking about the brothers. Talking about the
Okay.
brothers. Don't disrespect the brothers.
I mean, the other guys, they pants like that too. That's how it was back then.
That's cool.
He had
The brothers
the
had more
big
style.
pants. They pants bigger than mine. Look at this, bro. Pants bigger than mine.
Nah,
bro.
I think you're going band for band.
Nah.
Back for back.
But nah, man, I was very ecstatic to hear this news. It was pretty refreshing. But I mean, I'm gonna say what most people are gonna say. Well, what I'm gonna say is this is not how I feel, but I know how a lot of other people feel that are like us and be like, well, it's about time. I'm not one of those guys. I feel like at the end of the day they got it right. They are technically 2 different leagues. It's kind of like the ABA and the NBA. Like you don't see like players like Dr. J, their ABA stats getting carried over, and you know.
Yeah, I only just take the NBA. Basic stats look worse, honestly.
Yeah. He was like he wasn't past his prime when he got to the NBA, but he was he was a little bit. So like, and the ABA, from what people that actually played during that time would say, was a better league. So
Yeah, people were saying it was better league.
yeah, and that's kind of like, this is a conversation that is kind of segueing, but I do want to bring up. It's like, it's kind of segueing, but I do want to bring up is like the whole generational thing. I think what happens a lot with like people in our generation, or even like a generation previous and predecessor, is that we don't really give older generations the respect that they deserve. And what we'll say is like, we'll just look at a few clips that we see on YouTube, or we'll look at some stats and be like, oh, these people weren't great, oh, they're old, oh, it's black and white footage, so it must not be validated. When you have to base it off of like, we don't have that perspective of living during that time period. So I just think it's really a good awakening moment to let people know that like, look, you know, this was a league that was just as competitive, if not even more competitive than a quote-unquote major league. So just to give those guys their flowers and bring a lot more attention and awareness to that league, to that sport, because they do get lost in translation. So
yeah, I kind of agree with most everything you said, which is kind of making it. I want to disagree with you. You know what I mean? But
D1 hater.
Anyways,
Hater of the Year award goes to
you. Anyways, I agree with basically what you said. I think this is great for the sport. I think the NBA needs to do the same thing, honestly. I would.
Man, you know that's not gonna happen.
I know.
But not anytime soon.
I don't think people care about NBA history as much as they care about baseball history. I think baseball history is more impactful.
That's a great point. Because one thing I did notice that a lot of like baseball historians, like white and black, they also bring up the Negro Leagues a lot. And that's something that you don't see in terms of NBA. Like NBA fans, it's just disrespectful. It's disrespectful amongst all generations, like all eras. It's era versus era versus era. MLB is not. Like Ted Williams, like people still like they Juan Soto is like my favorite player. So he always gets the Ted Williams comp. Like always. And so like players like that, like Mantle and Babe Ruth and all of these guys that played in the league where there was a whole other league with just as much talent, if not more, and they still get their flowers, but the NBA is not like that at all.
They still got over the logo.
Jerry
West.
They're like, oh, he shouldn't be the logo, and I'm like,
we got Finals MVP back.
Yeah, but like, and my thing is, you can say that Jerry West shouldn't be the logo, but at the end of the day, he is. So can we respect that? He was an all-time great player. Like, they make it seem like he was a bum. He was not. Like, Jerry West was a bucket. 27 points per game for a career. Like, come on now.
How many rings had? One.
He got one.
I feel like this is great for the sport of baseball, honestly. In the grand scheme of it. You know, of course it makes Josh Gibson look great. Which he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably to go, most likely to go. But, you know, this definitely does, I think, move like the entire game of baseball in the right direction. Appreciating history. And this keeps gonna come back to NBA fans. I know more about basketball, but basketball fans, they really don't care about anything that happened before 1990.
They don't respect
it. So basketball fans, they call anything before like 1991. Everything before then is like plumbers.
And now like our
it's like no respect for the game at all.
Yeah, then like now our generation, it's like anything if it's pre-2000s, they're not trying to hear it.
I really stretched it by saying 90s because like people like
I would say like
remember the whole movement. It was like we done with the 90s. Like dog, that was such a crazy movement, bro. I can't believe that.
I can never get with that, man.
I can't.
I just think
that was old head too. That did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just think with me, it's just like I just have respect for all eras and all sports. Like even though of course I wasn't alive during most of like peak athletics. Like I feel like the 90s, like just that era in terms of all sports, is one of like the best eras for like best decades for sports. It's like baseball was basically at its peak. You had like, you know, Bonds and Sosa and McGuire.
Steroids!
Yeah, but then you had Ken Griffey Jr., my favorite baseball player ever. Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. And so then you had, What'd you say?
Proceed.
No, what'd you say? I want to know what you said.
Proceed.
No, I'm done. You said something slick and you won't say it. You won't say it directly to my face. So I want you to be a man and say what you just said underneath your breath. I'm not gonna be doing that, especially when I'm making a point that's really disrespectful. Like it's very disrespectful. So go ahead and say what you wanted to say, man. And that's what I thought. All right, we can move on to the next segment.
Hey man, we go catch y'all later, man.
How could you be you if you a weapon? Everybody ain't connected. Everybody ain't the enemy. Everybody ain't out here to see you bleed. She could crush your dreams. This life ain't all it seems. You get the money and then you call it shot.